All right, looks like we're live, and I'm here with my frequent sidekick, Artistic Layman.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And Argent is also joining us.
Hey, guys.
And Antidem is with us.
For shizzle, my nizzle.
So we got a few things to cover. I want to talk about the Assange story. I want to talk about, just kind of the general black pilling phenomenon. We're going to shit on Movie Bob a little bit. But you know what? First, I think let's start off a little light. Luke, I'm going to send you a video, and I caught Medicare earlier today. He was streaming, and he actually covered this video, and it was amazing.
Send.
And hang on, I'm bringing it up. And so we're going to watch it, too, because he didn't watch all of it, and I want to see if we can get through all of it. We might not be able to because it's close to 10 minutes, and I mean, we all might die of fucking soy overdose from it, but this gentleman by the name of Eric Butts,
and he cannot lie.
Yeah,
should we watch it at normal speed or like 1.5?
No, let's watch this at normal speed. I want to enjoy this in its intended. This gentleman, he does a live reaction to apparently the new Soy Wars trailer dropped. Episode 9, the Rise of the Soy Walker, and they actually bring back Emperor Palpatine because they're that desperate to try to pump some life into this corpse of a franchise.
Oh, if I could just, last year I did a troll, like, you know how whenever a movie's about to come out, they have like 100% fan theory confirmed. This is why this is going to happen. This is why Rey is actually a Kenobi. So I did like a parody of that. And it was Ian McDiarmid back, 100% confirmed. Palpatine going to be in the next movie.
There you go.
Like a troll. And then I was right.
Wasn't Palpatine actually brought back in the extended universe?
Yes, he was.
I mean, on the one hand, I want to say, wasn't that guy electrocuted and then thrown down a giant bottomless pit? But in all fairness, I'm a comic book fan. I've seen people come back from worse.
Especially in this universe where apparently you can light speed into another ship and be like a nuclear weapon.
Oh, jeez. I still can't believe I never saw that movie, by the way. I stopped after episode 7 because I said to myself, you know what? The prequels were bad. This is even worse. That's 4 bad movies in a row. I'm done with it. We're done. It's over. No more. It's time to stop. So I haven't seen any Star Wars movies since. But I was told that apparently Leia, who had never managed to manifest using the Force before, used the Force in a way more powerful than anyone else has and was flying through space like a fucking Kryptonian.
Pretty much.
So we're gonna watch this guy. Now look, we're all nerds here. We all enjoy our nerdy shit. Some of us like and not just in this chat, but in the audience. Some of you like horror, some of you like sci-fi, fantasy, comics, anime, fucking video games, whatever. We all love our nerdy shit. We all have our emotional attachments to some fictional shit. But I'd like to think that we try to keep a little bit of dignity about ourselves in how we handle this. This gentleman, not so much.
The Eric Butts, he's called.
So we're gonna take a look at this, and
you can see soy just dripping down his chin.
Chins.
Actually, I don't know if I can watch this, Bechtloff. This guy is making me physically nauseous.
You just wait till you see this in motion.
Oh
man. I love that. I love that like to dislike ratio too.
I can't see it from where I am. What is it?
It's 455 likes to 3.2K dislikes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't go over. I apparently like Reddit and 4chan and a whole bunch of other people just found this and it went viral on him and not in the way he had hoped.
So he's the lol cow of the moment.
Yeah, we're all having a blast at this, and you'll see once this go live why this is some top shelf man-child autism right here. I'm telling you, this is the kind of top shelf autism you only crack open a bottle of this on your birthday. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Luke.
Hey everybody!
everybody. Welcome to a very special trailer reaction. And yes, I'm on vacation, but it's happened. We're here today to watch finally the first teaser for Star Wars Episode 9. And I love that it doesn't even tell me the title yet. It just came out like 23 minutes ago. I'm hot and sweaty. It is hot out here. It's beautiful, but it's not about that. I told everybody, even Mary knows, she's actually up at the spa, so I'm all good. That, when this trailer came,
yeah, she's at the spa, all right. She's getting a big old massage from Jamal. Imagine, like, this guy's on his vacation and he's got to pause to do that. And look, I get it when you're a content creator, you know, whatever. Presumably this is his job and he makes a living doing this, whatever. But it's just like, sorry, honey, I know we're on a vacation, you know, wherever, I guess somewhere tropical if it's hot. I don't know. But you know, I gotta do my reaction to fucking Soy Wars Episode 9. Jeez. Keep going.
I was going to shoot this, so bear with me. Hopefully the sound's going to be okay, picture's going to be okay. She's not here to help me shoot it, which is kind of unfortunate, but I started testing.
I think the most unrealistic thing is that he has a girlfriend. I don't believe that. I don't believe this dude has a girlfriend.
A quote unquote girlfriend.
I'm gonna say it's a trap. That's gonna be my.
No, he's just a cuck. That's all it is. She's getting a massage right now. Oh man,
we got it. The teaser is loaded, buffered, ready to go. So hopefully internet here is not a problem. And man, oh man. So yeah, sorry I'm a little hot and sweaty, but you know, it's awesome. It's been a great day already. Aww. So if you want to see this trailer without me in the way, there of course is a link in the description below, or something's popping up right about now. You can click on that, check it out, come on back, watch me watch this, and we're gonna geek out over it together because it's Star Wars. I'm sure I'm gonna cry. This is the end of the trilogy. I know there's a lot of haters of Last Jedi. I'm not saying your feelings are invalid, but I still love everything about Star Wars. It is still the best thing in the world to me outside of Mary. And, you know, I'm really, really looking forward to this. So if it's not your thing and you're hating on it, just let us have a good time here, because this is about a place to, you know, have fun with it. And, you know,
I just want to say that I'm glad he's validating my feelings. That's very important. My feeling that Star Wars has become a raging dumpster fire of soy and that he is an utter disgrace of a human being. Those are my feelings, and I'm very pleased that he's validating those.
Those eyes just stare into your soul.
That's the look that all his dead ancestors give him all the time from the afterlife.
Like, he doesn't even have a chin.
Oh, dude. Oh man. This will make it. If you ever like, man, I should hit the gym, just watch this fucking video to motivate yourself.
Bechtloff, someone in the chat says, note the 2 beds.
Well, one is for him to watch on, and the other. Let's keep going. We don't have sound.
Good.
Each their own. I'm not judging anybody. I got tissues on standby. It's 2 minutes. We're probably going to watch
it twice.
That's what you.
Oh,
he says when he's watching.
Oh my god! Like, is he gonna watch Star Wars or the new episode of Black.com? What's he got tissues on standby for? Oh.
It's going to be a little bit hard for me to see. I hope it's not that dark. But, yeah. Oh, man. We have waited a long time for this. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's only been what?
Look up the year.
It's only been, what, a year since a Star Wars movie came out? You know, at least when the guys were getting, like, super hyped for Episode 1, it's because, like, decades had passed since a Star Wars movie came out. Like, what was it? Like, last week they farted out one of those again?
Yeah, everyone remember that quality entertainment Solo?
Well, it's only been a year since they farted out one of these. Let's keep going.
But use the link in the description below. Okay, I'm in vacation brain, but oh my god. Here we go. Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm going to restart it because I want to hear. I had my speakers muted because of work I was doing. Sorry about that. I'm going to turn this puppy up. There we go. And let's do this.
That's the first time he's heard a woman breathe like that.
There's no fucking way this guy's head will stop. It just stays there.
He's just already excited.
Oh!
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
Who the fuck gets this excited over fucking Ray?
We haven't seen anything. It's like here's a few seconds of the worst character of the franchise just standing there.
Yeah, I'd even understand if it was like Luke or Han or, okay, I'll admit when I watched this, I squeed just that tiny little bit when Lando came back. But Ray? Come on.
And look, oh my god, it's the worst character ever, and she's just standing there. I'm so excited.
Like hot. Like Felicity Jones is much better looking than her. Like there's nothing good about her. Nothing.
I think we all know why the tissues are on standby.
Oh,
God, the serial killer faces this guy keeps making.
his eyes are so red and beady, it's scary.
He's fucking crying. It's just
Yeah.
like I've had allergies kicking my ass all week, and my eyes don't look that fucking red right now. And I'm hopped up on fucking like allergy medicine.
I think Jamal missed last time. That's my story.
Did he smack him in the face with his dick, and that's what that fucking red mark is?
That's my guess.
Yeah, I was gonna at some point tonight. I wanted to talk about the Joker trailer as a lead into, or along with the article I wrote last week. But as much as I was going to talk about how Joaquin Phoenix is like a really, really great creepy Joker, this guy creeps me out way the fuck more.
All right. Well, we do live in a society. So let's keep going.
We don't see it through the tears. Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's just the desert, dude.
It looks like shit, though. It looks like the terrible CG.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's just so gorgeous. It's like a Roadrunner cartoon.
You think that's an AIDS sore on his face?
No, I think you have to have sex to get AIDS.
Oh, okay.
But no, he's like, I can't see through the tears. I think, God, that could be the name of his autobiography. I can't see through the tears. Dashing Rogue sends $1.99 and says, "Is this the guy who is the Spurg you told us about?" I tell you guys about a lot of Spurgs, so I'm not sure.
It's the guy.
Yeah, here he is. This may indeed be the Spurg. No.
It's the guy.
Let's keep going, Luke.
Oh, what's right, Kylo? No fucking way.
Wait. Pause. Okay.
He's getting paused all right.
Yeah. Jumping the tie is now officially the new jumping the shark.
Yeah.
This is literally the moment that Star Wars jumped the tie and jumped the shark.
I don't know. I mean, granted, I'm no expert on Star Wars, but it's like, okay, the bitch with the force powers jumped onto one of the flying cars. Well, be jack shit. I don't. Who cares?
Have you not seen at least a dozen movies where they've done that in other franchises?
Yeah, wasn't there a big thing? Like, it was actually really cool. One of the prequels, I think it was episode 2, had this bit where they were chasing some criminal and they jumped through this fucking Fifth Element style city, landed on some flying car and shit. That scene was actually way fucking cooler than anything I'm seeing in this trailer. And I don't even like the prequels.
Okay, he jumped out the window, grabbed on a floating assassination pod, and then fell out and landed into a car.
Yeah, he's like jumping through like the city planet and landed on flying cars and stuff. It's like that was way cooler. Oh, the bitch with the force powers jumped onto a land speeder or whatever the fuck that thing was. Oh wow. I mean, the last movie had a bitch flying around like Supergirl. I don't know how impressive this is now. Let's keep going.
Wait, did he just fist him with the with the saber in his hand?
Wait, no, I didn't catch it. Go back a bit. I was looking at the chat.
Hold on. Like, he holds it and he just doesn't stab him. He punches him with the same hand.
I guess, is he jabbing him with the stupid hilt?
Oh, yeah, maybe he is. But I guess.
That scene actually took me a second to figure out what that thing in the background was, and that it's actually a piece of the Death Star.
Didn't it explode? Like vaporize?
Well, I'm sure chunks of it landed on wherever the hell. But weren't they? And they were on the moon. They were by the moon with the
Endor.
Yeah, with the little teddy bears.
Yeah,
Are they back on the teddy bear moon?
Yeah, probably.
Because I like the Ewoks. I don't care what anybody says. They were fucking cool.
Me too.
I like how they were. I like how they were cute, but they were also really vicious and dangerous.
Did I ever tell you this?
Like how they're playing the drums on the fucking guys' heads at the end of it.
Did I ever tell you the story about Dave Filoni, who is the showrunner of the Clone Wars, was once asked at a con if there was anything that he wanted to do that George had just put his foot down and said, "No, I won't let you do that." And he said there was one thing, which was there was this one episode where, like, Anakin and Ahsoka, they're trapped on this planet, they're being pursued by the Separatists, and like they go into this bar and they're trying to find anybody who can help them get off this planet. So the way he wanted to write this scene was, he asks a couple of people, who's the biggest badass here? And finally the bartender like points over in this corner. So he's going over and he sees like this big Wookiee and like this bounty hunter Rodian, and it's like thinks he's pointing at that guy. And finally those guys get out of the way, and over in the corner there's an Ewok just sitting there with like this badass spear bowcaster. Like, there you go, baddest mofo on this whole place.
And I kind of like the idea, like I sort of imagined, because the Empire was so bloated and bureaucratic, they weren't even aware of the fact that the Ewoks were on that planet. Like, it probably completely took them by surprise there was any remotely intelligent life. Like, they probably just like went by that moon and real quick scanned for like radio signals or something. Like, there's nothing here. Nobody lives here. Fuck it. Put their base there and weren't even aware there was a threat. They weren't even doing the proper research on shit.
Well, sure, they brought walkers to a planet without any flat ground, where it's all like mountains and huge trees.
Like I said, I like the Ewoks. Everyone wants to shit on the Ewoks. I like them. But let's keep watching this Ewok. Cry.
What? No, the Emperor.
Man, you need to sort your life out, son. I don't know what else to say here. Oh, man.
He is really happy.
All he has the tissues there.
I don't think he is happy. Not really. Oh, and we still got like 6 fucking minutes. This is where Medicare tapped out. He's like, I can't watch any more of this. But no, guys, we're going to distance. We're going to watch this Spurg describe the mediocre shit he just saw for 6 minutes.
Are we sure that this isn't the grown-up version of Nintendo 64, kid?
Yeah, but at least the Nintendo 64 was cool. At least this is like the guy that got really excited for the Virtual Boy. All right, that's what this is. I love the Ewok hitting himself in the face. That's fucking fantastic.
Oh my god! How do they make this more and more epic every time? How do they make this more and more epic every time? I mean, just the variation of the standoff in the desert, and then doing the backflip into his TIE fighter. I mean, that's the stuff of like legends, you know? And, oh my God.
I don't even know what to say.
Dude, it was the stuff of legends 20 years ago when Trinity was doing it in The Matrix.
I don't know what to say, man. Like, you're just so shockingly easily impressed. I don't know what to say about this. I mean, the shittiest one of the prequels had way more interesting action scenes and set pieces than this. No, don't, Luke, don't play it. I don't want to get slammed on copyright. We're close enough with the trailer in the corner of his
He
thing.
went completely the other way. Once again, you proved if you'll excuse
Jump.
me.
I hate it when he does that.
And when he just jumps off and lands, that stuff was way cooler than anything. And I don't even like these. I feel weird. I'm defending a movie I don't like because I'm pointing out that it's so much better than this shit that they're shoveling into these fat soy-filled monstrosities these days. Let's keep going. We got to get through this, man.
I like the swoop bike stuff and 3PO hanging off. Was that a night of Ren Kylo was going to town against the Emperor? What's with the Emperor laugh? Are they actually? Oh my God! And wait, maybe they're going to confirm that Anakin was actually like it's strongly hinted, kind of confirmed that Anakin Skywalker is this prodigy of the Emperor. Oh my God! And Billy D, man, he looked so good. He was wearing like the yellow from Solo, from Young Calrissian, from Donald Glover. Jesus, okay, my brain is rotten.
That proves that he hasn't changed clothes in 50 years.
Yeah, I don't think it's really cool for a 60-year-old man to be wearing something he wore when he was a teenager. I mean, it's impressive if you could fit into it, I guess, but other than that, it's kind of sad. What does he say? My brain is rot? Go back a couple of seconds and then play.
From Solo, from Young Calrissian, from Donald Glover. Jesus, okay, my brain is rocked.
Rocked.
Yeah, it's rocked.
What? Who the fuck says that? Like, what does that mean?
It means basically what's happening to the Ewok on screen. Oh God! Like, good Lord, dude.
Same jacket.
No, new jacket.
God.
I have had a mimosa and a little bit of a daiquiri.
Oh, he's been tipsy, is he? He's had a mimosa. Oh man, are we sure this guy's not parody? I wish. Like, is this some sort of brilliant Andy Kaufman like act? Oh man, that's too perfect.
We got to watch that again. I got it. Oh,
He literally has no chin. It's kind of creeping me out.
He wants to watch it again.
Oh, but yes, please. Let's fire it up again.
Okay.
We need to really analyze the minutiae.
This looks like this could be the most satisfying conclusion, man. And I love it's like the breathe thing, like just from Last Jedi, like the way that teaser worked, like just breathe. And it's like that's what she's doing. She's nervous, she's panicked, and she centers herself and gets ready for it, just like us watching the trailer. All right, I'm 8 years old again, although I'm a drunk 8-year-old, which is weird. All right. Okay, my
does describe how he's acting.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Drunk 8-year-old does describe how he's acting.
He just said, maybe I misheard this. He just said, okay, she's nervous. She had to center herself and breathe, just like I did watching the trailer. I thought I'd have more funny things to say about this, but I'm almost at a loss.
It's just so pathetic.
I don't even know what to say to you, man. Like, dude, like you need to. I don't. What are you doing, man? What are you doing with yourself?
Bechtloff, what's the most excited you've ever been over a movie?
I don't know. I was pretty excited for Avengers when it was coming out because it's the kind of thing that just a few years prior I didn't think ever would be. Because years ago, Marvel especially, DC was owned by Warner Bros. So that wasn't an issue. But years ago, Marvel would be licensing its different superheroes to different movie companies. So the idea of a team of them all together, the actual Avengers, that's something I never thought would happen until it was teased at the end of Iron Man. So I was very excited for that for years on end. I remember being like really excited watching the Avengers trailer at the end. I think Captain America or something. But I mean, I wasn't crying. I was just, like, oh, and that's the other thing. Like, that's a movie that a few years prior I didn't think was ever going to exist. You know what I mean? I was still in a state of like, I can't believe they're really doing it. This guy is reacting to, once again, the yet another annual Star Wars movie.
It's like the shittiest trailer ever.
This would be the equivalent of me like crying over just yet another Marvel movie.
Ant-Man 2.
Yeah, like, oh my God, Ant-Man 2. It's so epic. Like, I haven't actually seen Ant-Man 2. It looks good. I intend to see it at some point.
It's very fun.
I wasn't like, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening. Like, of course I knew it was going to happen. Like, I could maybe see being excited like this, not quite like this, I should say, but like being really excited when you saw the episode 7 trailer because, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing it kind of thing finally. But I just like these things come out annually. And this guy's acting like he. Thank you for the eye candy there, Luke. That's fucking fantastic.
Candy too.
But yeah, this guy's acting like he just can't believe. I love Alex Jones like pointing at him, like, "Look at this guy."
It matches so well.
But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get. Like, I don't want to shit on you because you're having fun and you're enjoying something. I don't want to, we're not the big brain, super serious nibbas over here that think fun is degenerate. But like,
how about he's just a soy boy cock?
Yeah, that's what it's like. What is going on here, man? Let's keep going, man. We got a lot more. We got a lot more here.
This is an endurance run.
I'm kind of glad they waited forever for this trailer because the wait is much shorter. Let's watch this again.
I think he's never heard a woman breathe like that before.
And it's so beautiful and epic. And she looks like she's dressed like she was as the little girl in the Force vision from The Force Awakens when her parents were leaving.
We've passed on all we know.
Like Carrie Fisher. Oh.
1,000 generations live in you now.
Luke's voice. Oh.
Okay, pause for a second. Again, I didn't see episode 8 because life's too short. But didn't they like destroy the Jedi Bibles and shit?
Yep.
So now we're gonna be like, oh, we've passed on all our knowledge to you. Well, I hope so.
No, dude, it's worse than that.
Because you burned the written shit.
Luke actually never read them because they were boring. Was the revelation? No, I'm not joking. He never actually read any of the Jedi scriptures.
Oh my God. That's the other thing. That's what really amazes me. Like I've said here numerous times, like what you like be a fan of something by all means, but have some self-respect about it. And I talked about, like football fans, maybe you should turn it off or at least watch it less because it's become fuck whitey. The show, you know what I mean? And in all fairness, a lot of them have. The last few years, the NFL has seen very massive ratings drops. Yeah, I'm a Marvel fan, but I didn't go see Captain Marvel. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, have a little self-respect about it. And if you're a Star Wars fan, the last movie, again, I didn't see it because life's too short. But from all accounts I've heard, the last movie was nothing but fuck Star Wars, the movie. And for you to be approaching a Star Wars film with anything other than cautious optimism after that is pathetic. Like, I love Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is one of my favorite fucking fictional things in the world. Did I see the 2016 Ghostbusters? Fuck no. Like,
By the
what
way,
are you doing with yourself?
I've been reading the comment section as we've been going through this, and it's pure gold. Somebody commented, and actually I hadn't noticed this. Has anyone else noticed that he's on vacation with his wife and there's 2 beds in their hotel room?
Yeah, I think I did. I think we did.
I that earlier.
Real quick, the Dashing Rogue sends $4.99. Says, way to fix sequel trilogy. Swap Poe with Wedge and Antilles. Make Finn be played by the actor who played Boba Fett in Episode 2. But yeah, okay. Hotel rooms sometimes do that for you, but like I said, I think one is the watching bed. That's just like this guy is as cucked as this guy looks like he should be playing a cuck in a cuck porn. Like he's just that much of a just. Let's keep going.
But this is your fight.
I have come to love these characters every bit as much as the OG trilogy characters. Even the prequel trilogy characters that I do love.
That's fucking sad. That's just sad.
How is it? But they don't have personalities.
That's just fucking sad. Well, neither does this guy. That's what it is. This isn't a fictional thing he loves because it really, it connected. I don't know.
It fills the hole where there should be a soul.
Yeah, exactly. This is just it's like, it's something for him to consume. Consumerism is exactly the point. It's something for him to consume.
You know what? This isn't even funny. This is just really depressing. Speaking of like the black pill.
Yeah, well, I think his wife's taking the black pill while he's while he's doing this. She's taking the black pill. But no, it's something for him to consume. It isn't art. It isn't even entertainment for him anymore. It's basically a bag of potato chips. It's something for him to consume. It's pure consumables for him. It's an identity for him to have. It's purely consumables. He's just excited about it because it's the new one. That's it. It's all it has to be. Just here's some more shit to shove in your fat fucking soy-filled face. It's not art. It's not even entertainment. It's not a fictional world that inspires him, that captures his imagination. No, it's just consumables being shoveled down his throat.
It's funny because they fucked that up. Like they demoted Finn from being a main character to being a supporting character because no one bought his toys. No, like that's literally what happened.
Well, no one bought any of these toys. Like literally, Star Wars is one of the final nails, I should say, in Toys R Us's coffin. Like the unsold Star Wars toys. Star Wars toys sold so poorly, Hasbro had to lay people off. Toys R Us went out of business in part because of this. Hasbro had to lay people off in part. These movies are so bad they actually hurt the economy.
Yeah, if you guys ever watch the World Class Bullshitters channel, the guy who hosts that has done a few videos where he's gone into stores and just seen piles of Star Wars toys lying around, and
you didn't have
going
this
into
problem.
Discount stores that never used to have them. Yeah,
you didn't have this much of a problem during the prequels, and I mean they really overshot toy production in Episode 1 because a lot of speculators bought it all up. But even in Episode 2, they were a lot of Episode 2 toys had to go into the clearance bin. But it wasn't nearly as bad as prequel shit or as sequel stuff.
When I go to conventions in like Toronto, there's just massive numbers of like original trilogy toys, and they're dirt cheap. They don't cost very much money. There's tons of like prequel stuff. There's almost nothing from the new movies there. Like very little.
Just all going in the fucking trash, basically. I mean, the only one I'd be interested in owning is if I found a really nice figure of Leia in a gold bikini, I'd buy that just because the iconic nature of it. But other than that, I wouldn't be interested in one. But again, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so let's keep going.
Right now. What's wrong with you? These people shouldn't be encouraged. They should be punished. That man has committed murder here this evening, and the victim's name is Theater. This is the kind of mind-numbing schlock that's turning our society into a cultural wasteland. This isn't art. This isn't even entertainment. This blows.
I love that. I love that bit.
See, this is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about.
Let's keep going.
Just that swooping shot. Abrams knows how to do epic shots, man.
Oh God, J.J. Abrams is such a hack.
Abrams made one of the worst movies of all time, in my opinion, Super 8.
Fucking Michael Bay is a better director than Abrams. At least Michael Bay knows how to do an action scene.
A repetitive action scene, but an action scene nonetheless.
Yeah, at least it doesn't seem like a fucking light shining in your face the whole time. Oh, Abrams is so great. Good Lord.
This is so dope. I mean, look at this.
Oh, he's going full Star Wars kid on us. I thought he was gonna jump around the room with his fucking lightsaber.
Do we know that this isn't like a joke, or this isn't him just like hamming it up?
I part of me wants to think it's a joke, but I don't think so. Oh, let's keep going.
I think that is a lightsaber. That looks like K2SO, or at least that kind of droid. Oh, he's reunited with L337. Oh my God, this looks epic. That looks like so exciting. Pirating. Oh, is it a force train maybe? Oh. And what is this? What is this? What is this? Oh, is that the radar dish from the Death Star? Were they back on Endor? The Rise of Skywalker. I don't immediately love that, but I'm already getting used to it. Oh my God.
That's basically good Lord.
That's the shittiest name for a Star Wars movie ever.
I hope they are back on Endor, and I hope the trilogy ends with the Ewoks killing all of them. It's just the Ewoks playing all their fucking heads as drums as the credits roll. And then because I want to see a guy like this try to defend how artsy and bold a decision that was. Oh, good Lord.
We have 2 minutes left.
How is there 2? Oh, keep going. God, how is there 2 minutes left? I thought we were done.
We leave for vacation tomorrow. It's already been a great vacation. It's been an epic start to this day. And I'm about to go sweat my butt off for a couple hours doing all kinds of filming on the gimbals and stuff. But, this has me inspired.
The gimbal. What a perfect pause there, Luke.
That's how I feel. That's this moment of existential crisis as he realizes what he's become.
Good God. That is the most perfect. If I was starting like a troll Twitter account or something, that would be the fucking avatar right there. Good God.
I'm about to go literally shoot the beach with the gimbal, and this couldn't be more of a more perfect inspiration.
What is the gimbal?
What the fuck? Is that him in a gimp suit?
Oh, it's a camera holder.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things that holds your camera steady no matter what you hold it.
Okay, that is what it is. Okay.
All right. I didn't know. I thought maybe. Well, I guess that comes in handy when he's filming Jamal and his wife. Oh God.
To watch right before I do that. I'm gonna be out there crying, and people are gonna be like, "Why is this fool with this camera crying?" Oh my God, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. I wonder if their neighbors are home and thinking, "What the hell?"
Is this his house? I thought he was in a hotel room.
It is, right?
He's like talking about the neighbors, and we didn't leave for vacation yet. I thought he was in a hotel room. That looks like a hotel room.
Well, it is a hotel room. So,
what, does he live in a hotel? What is going on with this guy?
Wait, what did he say?
He said something about
out there crying, and people are going to be like, "Why is this fool with this camera crying?" Oh my God, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. I wonder if their neighbors are home and thinking, "What the hell?"
Is this where he lives?
Oh no, that's just the word he used to say the housemates or roommates or people next door hears you.
Okay, I just want to take a poll in the chat. Who is more full of soy, this guy or Mundane Matt? Press 1 for this guy. Press 2 for.
I'm going to say this guy. I think this guy makes Mundane Matt look like a fucking 80s action star. Oh man, this is just. Good God, how is there any more of it left? Keep going.
Okay. Well, apparently, I absolutely love that trailer. I may edit it now and try to get it up. I may wait. I don't know, because I've only got so long till Mary's back. But I go out and film while she goes to spa. So, oh my God,
I bet she goes to the spa a lot.
I just hope.
I bet she goes to the spa a lot, doesn't she, buddy? Let's keep going.
This video works out okay. And yeah, I definitely, like I said, especially if you love this. If you don't like it and you want to comment, that's totally fine too. I'm fine with that. Just don't rain on people's parade. Don't come in here and be a dick, because let's just, the people that love it, let us love it. You don't have to hate on people liking something you don't. We should all like different things, or else the world gets really boring really quick. But yeah.
I'm already there, dude. We're already there.
Oh my God, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I better not sleep on those tickets like I did Avengers tickets, but yeah. I know a lot of people, I mean, I'm stoked for Avengers, but no, this is way more my jam. Okay.
My jam?
I'm at a loss. What do I even say? What do I even add to this? It's shameful to spray. Don't worry, buddy. I'm sure you'll be able to get tickets.
Goon Beats OP says, this dude looks like he just witnessed the birth of his first child.
Yeah, not like that's gonna ever happen though.
Yeah, he's gonna he'll witness the birth of his wife's first child. I have no idea.
Oh, he'll have that. What's a Jim Carrey movie where he plays two personalities?
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah, he'll have that Me, Myself, Irene moment where he sees his child born, and everyone's going like, what happened here?
Let's keep going.
All right. Well, there you guys go. Let me know. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this, especially those of you that love it. Geek out with me in the comments. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I guess I got to go shoot Stardust for this. So check out Stardust. Look up the Eric Butts. Use the link in the description below. And yeah, I'm going to get out of here and go watch some more stuff. I'll see you all later.
Let's take a look at the comments, shall we? Because I don't think he's extremely happy with the comments.
I feel my T levels dropping just watching this.
Let's take a look at the comments.
In order of the most popular.
Let's just go with the most newest. Let's go with newest, yeah.
Sort by newest.
This is so surreal. How are you even alive? Laughing at
God doesn't hear me.
Good God, keep scroll down. Sorry, dude, you just became a meme. Maybe it is time to end the white race.
That's for shame.
I got tissues on standby. What the actual hell, man? Oh, good God. Therapy, dude. Get some. Oh, Lordy. Please tell me this is a parody account. Please tell me this is a joke. He's the male version of Lena Dunham. Let's see. This was so much worse than I thought. It's just a movie, damn dog. This has to be some form of satire, right? Get a grip, man. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up a little bit. Right here, right. Imagine getting this excited over Star Wars after getting Star Wars films consecutively for 4 years and Star Wars memorabilia and branding being everywhere for over a decade. That's what I mean. Like, how do you not get a little bit of fatigue about it? Like, I'm as big a superhero fan as you're ever going to meet, and I'm reaching a point where I don't even go see them in the theaters anymore.
We're all excited for Endgame, but we're not like, ooh. It's like, it's going to happen.
I might not even see it opening weekend if I have trouble getting tickets. You know, there's a backlog of a couple of ones I want to see that I haven't gotten to yet. I mean, it's like, I do got other shit going on in my life. I guess that's a little bit denser, you know, because I mean, like, what, half a dozen of them fuckers come out a year as opposed to just the annual one he's got to deal with. But
we have a White Knight here.
Here we go. A lot of hate and bigotry in these comments. At least he has hobbies and cares about something. What do you have? Oh, right, bullying people behind your Pepe profiles. It's the alt-right, man. The alt-right hate on. As if your lives are any less pathetic. Give me a break. Living those damn alt-righters are shitting on this cinematic masterpiece.
And someone gave it a like.
He probably gave it a like himself.
Is he on drugs? He starts crying when nothing but sand is on the screen.
Does he cry for sand? Is it rough and irritating? I get it, but come on. Yeah, I guess he's like Anakin. He just hates sand. It gets everywhere. Nothing happened. Why are you crying? Do any of you care about anything as much as this guy cares about Star Wars? If not, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I love my friends and family.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Keep going, man. Are you crying, really?
302. He was so close.
I mean, probably like had an O face or something. I feel like you could scroll through this and get just a million stills.
Let's see, where were we?
Oh man, he gonna show you his O. He gonna show you his right face. Oh, good God, dude, sort your life out, man. Keep going. This reaction makes no sense. I can understand an older person maybe shedding a tear for The Force Awakens. I mean, it's been so long since seeing the original trilogy characters that nostalgia might take over. This shit here is just pathetic. Why are you crying seeing this trailer? TLJ came out not even 2 years ago, and it was a pretty trash movie. I think you need some help, man. Excitement is click read more for me. Excitement is one thing, but crying is just sad.
I'm kind of surprised that we as a culture are not more cynical than this.
I feel like there's a whole bunch of people that are just so desperate for just something to fill their soul that they just have to have that ever produced consumable. You know what I mean?
I like to Steven Universe, but I'm not going to advocate for lesbianism.
I mean, look, I collect stuff. I get nerdy about shit, but like, I don't get this, man.
Oh wow, toxic masculinity overload.
So much hatred, and this is golden right here. Toxic masculinity overload. So much hatred in the comments, and we wonder what's wrong with the world. All these quote real men unquote in the comments have nothing better to do with their time than sit around watching another man. Oh, the irony. He's living his life. How about y'all go and get one? Oh, he's living his life, is he? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, I bet he spends a lot of time sitting around watching another man.
Oh, damn, dude. Dude, he hearted this. I'm afraid he's going to have scroll down. I'm afraid he's going to have a heart attack watching the actual movie. And he actually fucking gave that a heart. Oh, dude.
What did they say?
Oh,
Me too.
That would be an act of mercy from a loving God if that happened to him.
Was that a comment or was that you?
You're a god of satire, Eric. I'm flattened by your skills.
Keep going, man, and don't care about the unlikes. Love the passion. Fuck the haters. All these comments and nobody's mentioning the mimosa and daiquiri. LMAO. Well, in all fairness, I do kind of like daiquiris. But a mimosa, that's kind of gay. Somebody says, did he come? Why are there two beds? What's going on with this video? Oh, slowly moonwalks out of here. Wow, this is something special. Kick the Star Wars habit, dude. Oh, dude.
Thanks for the laugh.
He gives that a heart. Like anything remotely positive. And he fucking... Oh, Lordy.
Oh, he liked this one. Congratulations. You officially became a meme, not only on 4chan, but everywhere. Ta-ta.
Oh, wow. I just... Good heavens.
That was his plan all along. I hope so.
I don't know what to say to this. All right, well, we got actual fucking shit we got to talk about this week. So let's I'm so fucking transfixed by this golem of soy over here.
I'll check the I'll check the most popular first before we go.
We do have some actual shit I want to talk about tonight. There was some actually things in the news other than this Event Horizon of fucking soy.
No more images.
Jesus, man, it's just a movie.
There was one other one. Just imagine this person votes.
Oh,
I'm sure he votes for Trump. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he's based in Red Pill, no doubt. This is exactly why Western civilization is crumbling. I keep screaming, but God doesn't hear me.
That's it.
Oh man. So you inspired me to lift weights and eat meat. Thanks, pal.
All right.
Woo fucking lad. All right. Let's talk about the Assange stuff. That is the titular topic of the show and actual important news. I'm sorry, guys. I spent way more time on that than I wanted to. How the fuck long has it been? We spent almost an hour shitting on that kid.
Oh, wow.
It took an hour to go through this kid's 10-minute. Good God. And you wonder why those Arini's Outpost streams take me so long to get through. Oh, man. Earlier this week, Julian Assange was arrested. Now, I didn't get a chance. I was thinking of streaming right after I heard that, but my allergies were kicking my ass this week, and I would have sounded awful. I probably still sound shitty, but right on cue there, I'm coughing. And I was, at first I'm like, oh, that's depressing, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of felt a little better about things. Like, obviously there's the picture of him, giving the thumbs up and all, and he wasn't having a good time at that embassy. They were treating him like shit. It was a nightmare there. He was basically in prison. I have to wonder, and I hate to be one of those 4D chess guys, but I have to wonder if now that the Russia shit is off his back, if maybe somehow Trump got a hold of this guy and said, look, I can't just let you off the hook entirely, but I can put you in cushy rich people jail if you show up here and testify and just drop a shit ton of tea that the media can't ignore. Because, if he comes over here and has a trial, he's going to testify. And he knows a lot of incredibly damning things about a lot of people that deserve it. This has the potential to go very, very well. Now, there's two extremes. You don't want to be one of the black-billing faggots that, every time a move happens you don't like, you freak out and it's the end of the world. But you also don't want to be the QAnon trust the plan guys that excuse every misstep is, he's playing ninth dimensional Candyland. But the more I think about this, the more I'm thinking like this does have the potential to go very, very well.
Yeah, my guess is, people are calling for Trump to pardon Assange. I don't think he can really do that. But I think what will probably end up happening is, so the Mueller thing just fizzled out, right? And I think there's a lot of people who want to drag Assange over here and find out who did give him the hacked emails. He'll probably either be forced to answer or take the fifth or given some kind of immunity deal where he has to say who did it. But that's probably, you're right, that's probably what people actually want out of this. And I'm guessing that he's either going to get an immunity deal or something's going to happen where it's going to be minimal jail time. I don't think he's going to be in actual jail anywhere near as long as he was in that embassy.
And look, if they do put him in some cushy, minimum security rich people jail, it's probably a step up from what he was dealing with here towards the end. I mean, from what I understand, they were, they cut him off from everything, including basically, basic toiletries. And this guy's been washing his balls in a sink for the past 6 months or something. So, and look, let's be real. The odds are who he got those Democrat emails from was a Democrat staffer, specifically one who mysteriously was killed in a mugging in which nothing was stolen. So, the guy's got a lot of tea to drop, and I think it would do us a world of good if he did just that. And if he did just that publicly in a trial where the media has no choice but to cover it, where it's just live all over the place and they can't squash it, that'd be fantastic.
The Joker planned to be caught.
I mean, look, like I said, I don't want to play the 4D chess shit too much, but I mean, he's a smart man. And that picture tells me that there's, he's got something up his sleeve, like I said, initially, I hear the news and, I'm angered by it. I don't like it. It's easy to get blackpilled on it because Lord knows there's a lot of people who celebrated that day, a lot of evil people who celebrated that news that day. But I'm feeling a little better about it the more I think about it. It has the potential to go very, very well. I will say, though, the obnoxious coverage from both left and quote-unquote right-wing media shitting on the guy is infuriating. I mean, Assange is one of those kind of litmus tests where if you actually think that he's corrupt or a bad guy or something like that, you're probably a piece of filth. I mean, he's the closest. He's this thing that we used to have a word for. It was called journalist. Long extinct. Some speculate they never truly existed, but that's what Assange is. There's an article over at the National Review, and I want to read this. I'll throw it up for Luke because this is just, I don't even know if I'll get through it. This is probably going to fucking infuriate me because I hate. Oh, go ahead, Luke.
By the way, a member of the DNC who was an IT tech turned up dead just days before the DNC leaks. Will wonders never fucking cease.
So I despise the neocons at the National Review. I despise them with every fiber of my being. If I was king, not only would I have them executed, I'd do their whole bloodlines just to be sure. And I'd make them watch before I grant them the sweet release of death. Fuck everyone at the National Review. But there's an article over at the National Review by David French. Julian Assange is not a journalist. He's a tool of Russia aimed directly at Russia's chief geopolitical rival. The arrest of Julian Assange has predictably brought forth a torrent of overwrought, misguided, and sometimes downright ridiculous commentary. Even after years of exposure of his anti-Americanism and his anti-Semitism, oy fucking vey, and his raw personal corruption. People still seem to believe he has performed some kind of service. They compare him to journalists and reporters rather than seeing him for what he was, a petty, biased, hostile foreign actor who vomited onto his websites reams of unvetted information that often shouldn't have been published but almost always harmed the targets of his vile spite. Just about everything in that paragraph was fucking wrong. Holy shit, dude. Yesterday, Dinesh D'Souza tweeted this. Think of all stuff we wouldn't know without Assange. He was our media when we had no media to speak of, and we still don't. Give the man a medal. Even serious thinkers like USA Today's Jonathan Turley have defended him. Turley describes him as first and foremost a publisher. Over at The Intercept, Glenn Greenwald and Michael Lee have gone so far as to describe Assange's alleged attempts to help Bradley Manning log into classified systems under a different username as something that journalists are ethically required to do, to take steps to help keep sources, or to help their sources maintain their anonymity. I can't talk. Yet no journalist is ethically required or even permitted to try to hack a password to allow his source to continue illegal work undetected. There's no fucking evidence that happened, as far as I know. Like, that's the bullshit charge they're trumping up on him. The active participant in the hacking itself makes the alleged journalist part of the hacking scheme. This isn't just receiving a stolen document, it's actively assisting in the theft. Again, as far as I know, no evidence that he did that. He's not a member of the media. He's nothing like a responsible journalist. I hate every word of this. And he's not a true publisher. Instead, in the words of CIA director, if we can't trust the CIA director Mike Pompeo, he is the leader of a non-state hostile intelligence service. He's a tool of Russia that's aimed directly at Russia's chief geopolitical rival. When a responsible journalist receives classified information, he doesn't immediately make a PDF of it and put it on the web. He evaluates it and determines in good faith whether the benefits of disclosure outweigh the harm. Remember the guy on CNN who was talking about the leak stuff, and he's like, it's illegal for you to read it. You have to have us read it for you. God, I hate.
That's right. Assange behaves nothing like a journalist, which should tell you something about the state of journalism these days.
I despise every word of this. Is just infuriating to me. He understands that he's both a journalist and a citizen of his country, and that risking human life for no meaningful purpose is not the aim of his profession.
And of course, the author looks like this.
No meaningful purpose? What?
I hate this man. I hate this man so much. YouTube's terms and services will not allow me to describe what I would like to see happen to this man.
Okay, so the National Review is theoretically a conservative publication, right? I mean, that's
in the same way that the guy whose video we just watched is theoretically a man.
Okay, so now they're praising the media for their high ethical standards? Weren't these the same people who spent the last 30 years saying the media was complete shit?
You know, Assange is one of those guys where it's like both sides, people pretend to like him when their political side is out of power. You know what I mean? Like during the Bush years, he was the leftist hero, because he was exposing a lot of corruption and even war crimes from the Bush administration. And then during the Obama years, he was suddenly enemy number one because, now he's shitting on our guy. But see, the neocons, like the Albert National Review, they never really hated Obama. They only he's the opposite team, yay for our sports ball political team. But they never really were opposed to Obama. Because Obama had basically the same foreign policy as Bush, except he was kind of worse at it.
What is this article? As season 8 looms, will Game of Thrones become Lord of the Rings? What kind of question is that?
Is that from their film and TV section, I guess?
Yeah, he wrote this. And Donald Trump's idea to ship illegal immigrants to sanctuary cities is ridiculous and wrong. Gee, maybe we should do it more.
We should read that, because actually that's
my favorite article of all time was The Conservative Case for Transsexualism.
Oh jeez. I can't wait till David French is the conservative case for cuckoldry or the conservative case for bug chasing.
They might have that. I don't know.
All right, I'm going to skip to the end of this because this is actually infuriating to me. Like I'm literally shaking, guys. But no, but this is actually he actually pisses me off. Uh-oh, Matt Forney's going to be pissed. I didn't silence my phone. Prosecute him for his crimes, condemn him for his corruption, but don't call that vile man a journalist. Is that projection? Are we talking about you now, French? We should probably check out his fucking case for or what was it? The
I don't know if it was him, but there was an article. It's like the conservative case for transsexualism or something.
I believe that was on this site, though.
Yeah, it was.
But no, that's the other thing I kind of want to talk about. So Trump, and Trump said he's plan. Now again, unfortunately, Trump is often a lot more talk than he is action. That is one real criticism I have of him. But he was saying like, oh, these sanctuary cities love illegal immigrants, so let's send them a whole bunch of illegal immigrants. All the ones we round up. And of course, they're all like, how can he do that? Which I don't know how the fuck French is going to defend that. But that's, I like that. That's fucking gangster. We need more of that. You want some illegals? Well, here it comes.
I posted the article in the one of them. I think that's the one in the chat.
But yeah, I'm not going to be able to get through the rest of that. That's honestly pissing me off. But yeah, that's the thing. I look, Assange, as I said, it's the closest thing to an actual journalist we have. I mean, sorry, had to respond to a text. Very professional, I know. And like I said, I kind of think that this is the sort of thing that could end up going really, really well. For a whole lot of political reasons, I don't think it's maybe the smartest move for Trump to pardon him. On a pure standpoint of justice, absolutely the man should be pardoned. Absolutely, no question. But we don't live in should land. And maybe in the big picture kind of thing, it would be better to kind of plea bargain him, whatever you got to do to get him to just drop some fucking tea in a way that can't be ignored. All right. I'm probably going to bring up Anti-Dem's article. Since I got the actual author of it, Anti-Dem, do you want to read this article for us? Yeah.
Hold on. I don't have it pulled up. Hold on a second.
I'm bringing it up right now, actually. It's like, yeah, I got it on standby. I got it. I'll throw it in the chat. It's not often I'm reading an article that I have the author present in the live stream.
Let's see. So the whole thing is an anti-black pill screed, and I called it bitch pilling because I'm so tired of just this pointless black pilling about.
You spend a lot of time on Gab, so I'm sure you're dealing with a tremendous amount of it.
Yeah, and it's just like what does it bring to the table? What does it add to anything? Like, how is this helping? I don't get it the tiniest bit. So let me see. Well, the whole thing is probably a little bit long for me to sit here and blah, blah, blah.
Just kind of pick like a chunk of it.
Well, okay, so it started off with me finding an article on NPC where, all good things start. And the guy said, the dissident right's plan all along was that someone like Trump would seize power and fix everything while they cheered along from Twitter and racist podcasts. As outsiders, they never had the first clue what was necessary to wield real power or really how serious the situation truly was. No friends, no skin in the game, no experience, with real life way too much internet exposure. They'd rather have a politician they dislike but feel emotionally disengaged from, because this leaves their comfortable pathologies undisturbed. If they were not losers, they would have some focus in their lives other than the internet and Trump, and would be more sanguine even in this period of chaos. I've yet to see a man with a family black pill like a morose child, but I have long ago lost count of the permanent singletons and divorced crybabies who have done so.
Well, you know, a lot of it reminds me, like, I see a parallel with the religious right back in the 80s, back during Reagan's term. And, you know, they were a major force in getting Reagan elected. You know, this upstart little political movement. They sort of came out of nowhere in the late 70s. And were they the only force? Oh, but not by a long shot, but they were a major force. And a lot of them sort of thought, you know, once Daddy Reagan was in there, that he was going to give them all that they wanted. And for a number of reasons, part of it being the limitations of his power, and part of it being that he wasn't as 110% on board with their agenda as they were, that didn't happen. But they learned from that. You know, they went on to focus on local level stuff, to build grassroots organizations. And while they criticized him when necessary, they didn't act like Ann Coulter, for example, and have hysterical fits and lose their persuasion with him. You know, they maintained Reagan's ear throughout his 2 terms. James Dobson famously got put on that anti-porn council or whatever the fuck he had towards the end. They learned from it. They became a major force throughout the 80s, throughout the 90s, well into Bush years. They really only collapsed as a major political force when the whole kind of neocon bubble burst under Bush. They maintained a powerful political foothold in this country for the better part of 30 years, because they immediately learned their lesson, and they learned, okay, we got the president in, we want it. We need to focus on other offices. We need to focus on other political battles. And I said in 2016, you know, the great lesson is, you know, okay, Trump has kind of changed the rules. What do, just in the broader sense of the term, dissident right people do with that? What do we do for 2018? And nobody did anything. All right. People were too busy having goon rallies and fucking their mother-in-laws. Meanwhile, Chunk Yu-Gi-Oh was plotting and managed to, you know, turn an Applebee's waitress into his personal puppet and the most recognized person in Congress right now.
Yeah, it's like, you know, these guys have no concept of actual political power. Like, you guys do understand Donald Trump is an elected president of the United States. He's not Caesar. He didn't come to Washington with an army, and he can't just have a centurion run a sword through anyone who gets in his way. Like, there are limits to what he's going to be able to do. Among other things, you guys have to also understand you are not the majority. As long as we still have an electoral system in this country, normies are the people who have to be appealed to. That's where the votes are. It's not with you guys. And he has to do stuff that's going to make normies want to vote for him. Look, the bottom line is the idea one point I bring up in this article is even successful presidencies normally only get about a third of everything that they promise actually accomplished. I mean, that's just the reality of someone asked me to do this in a Gilbert Gottfried voice. No thanks. Now what you gotta understand is you know, how much did Barack Obama really get done? Not all that much, especially if you consider the one thing he did get accomplished was Obamacare, and that isn't even close to what he wanted to get accomplished. He wanted a full government takeover of healthcare. So, you know, this expectation that he was going to take office and like instantly all our problems were going to be fixed, that was never going to happen. The bottom line is, you know, if you have a choice between someone who's going to give you 100% of what you want or 90%, take the 100. If you have a choice between someone who's going to give you 90% of what you want or 80% of what you want, take the 80. If you have a choice between someone who's going to give you 80% of what you want or 70% of what you want, take the 70, so on and so on. Yeah, Trump is going to give you, you know, he's going to trying to give you maybe 70% of what you want. He's going to actually end up giving you about 30% of what you want. But compared to who? You know, this nirvana fallacy, it's just, it has nothing to do with reality. And please, please, please stop telling me about Andrew Yang. No, sorry, you know.
Well, you don't want your neat bucks there?
You're not helping, you're not helping. Your friend sent you this song because you're not helping.
So here's a paragraph I wrote. The truth is, actually, hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
And to all the Gilbert Gottfried fans in the audience.
But like a lot of stories out of Germany, those numbers are probably inflated, if not a complete hoax.
I disavow YouTube.
You're not helping. Your friend sent you this song because you're not helping.
Go on, Andy.
Here's the part where I actually think that in a way they're not blackpilling. So let me read this. I have also been told by the black pillars that I'm not facing reality. Quite the contrary, I believe it's the black pillars who have consistently failed to be realistic about the nature of the situation we find ourselves in and what will be necessary to get through it. They tell themselves that Trump is cucked because that's the easy, comforting thing to believe. It means that they can lay the blame for the fact that our problems aren't getting solved on one man who they can imagine failed because he just didn't try hard enough. That allows them to continue to deny the terrible truths before us, that our entire corrupt, sclerotic, late imperial system is beyond saving, that one man can't make a difference no matter how much he wants to, and that we're not voting our way out of this, so we'd all better start preparing for what comes next. In this, I do have some small measure of sympathy for them. Someone once described conservatism as the desire to have the world always be as it was when you were 10 years old. I was 10 in 1983, growing up in a great American suburb right when the Reagan era was hitting its stride. People born too young to remember those times for themselves just can't imagine how different and how much better things were then. I wish they really could be like that again. A couple of minor tweaks aside, if you offered me the chance to live in an eternal 1983, I'd take that in a heartbeat. But I know that can never happen. As great as it was while it lasted, we can tread that path but once. By directing their blame and anger at Trump, the one figure in the entire system who has ever genuinely tried to help them, the black pillars allow themselves to the hope of believing that if they just elect some mythical non-cuck someday, the system can be saved and the world can go back to being normal like it was when they were 10 years old. What that shows us is that far from being the edgy radicals they want to believe they are, the black pillars are still just normies at heart whose disillusionment hasn't shaken them enough to stop holding on to the normiest of goals. Even the so-called accelerationists believe that if they only cause a big enough crisis, the facade of modernity will crack and shatter, revealing, like a game show host opening door number 1 to display a fabulous prize, blessed normalcy hidden just behind it. Of course, beyond the fact that throughout history, unimaginable ruin has been caused by people who took risks on horrendously stupid ideas because they just couldn't imagine things could possibly get worse than they already are, and that if we really do reach the point of a collapse, nobody will follow the leadership of anyone who they believe contributed to making things worse. There's the fact that the prize they seek cannot be granted to them, not by Trump nor by anyone else. So, long story short, they just adopted the black pill. I was born to it, raised in it. I did not see the white pill until I was already a man. Just a couple more. In short, all of the hysterical fools who are black-pilled on Trump are victims of their own lack of perspective and realism. Trump is on balance a positive force, but he was never going to be able to bring back normalcy on his own. The black pillars thought it would be as simple as voting for the right guy, and then they could get back to being normies, worried only about their lawns and how the local Little League team was doing. So they elected Trump. Now, a couple years into his presidency, they look around and see that we still have problems, and this fills them with anger and frustration. So they direct all of that at Trump, telling themselves that anyone within earshot that the reason things aren't back to normal must be that he's a cuck or a fool. The harsh truth is he's neither. He wouldn't get anything more done if he got angrier or made more strident speeches or were any more dedicated to our ideals than he already is. The real problem is that this is as much as the current system will allow him or anyone else in his position to accomplish. Trump was the best the system could do in its last hope. But by now it has to be obvious to anyone who isn't fooling themselves that the system cannot be saved and entirely other options must be explored. I'm sorry. I sincerely wish I could tell you all different, but we're never going back back to normal, and things will never again be the way they were when you were a kid. So what's the plan now? The truth is the Black Pillars don't have a plan, nor do they seem very interested in devoting their energy to coming up with one or implementing it. Complaining is easy, planning is hard, and doing is even harder. Many deny that hard times are coming at all, not because deep down they don't really believe it, but because acknowledging that it's coming and preparing for it would require effort and initiative, and they'd rather just sit on their asses indulging in fantasies that some politician will come along and save them, maybe by smiting their enemies or maybe by handing them a welfare check. This is only partly explained by them being delusional. The other important element to this is that deep down they just don't have the stomach for a long, hard fight. They're not happy warriors. They're wolves in normies. They're normies in wolves' clothing. When the going gets tough, they retreat to the internet to post clown memes and beg a Chinese socialist for a handout. Whether they honestly believe that a system that hates them and wants them dead will actually pay them $1,000 a month to sit in their basement and post Nazi memes on social media is anyone's guess. But if they do end up getting it, I suppose it will at least be enough to lay in bed reminiscing about the good old days, fantasizing that new Hitler is coming to the rescue and waiting to share in the fate of the Boers, which is all they seem to be willing or able to do. So yeah, that's the main point of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, the Black Pillars are it's just it's tiring, you know, and it's part of the reason I don't cover a lot of the Trump stuff anymore is because there's a whole lot of I don't know. You know, the Assange stuff is a perfect example. If I'd have covered that morning, I'd have been, you know, insanely blackpilled because it does fall in line with a lot of the other forced censorship that's getting pushed on us. You know, that's a bad sign. But, you know, the more I thought about it, the more I thought maybe this could go really well. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. There's not a lot I can do about it. You know, I wish Assange was a free man, but I'm not fucking Batman. I'm not going to one-man army break him out of prison, am I? What the hell am I going to do about it?
I don't know. I have never seen you and Batman in the same place.
That's right. I'm just putting my cover.
John Steele just gave us a $20 super chat.
Oh, cool. John Steele sends $20. Says the bottom line: we are fucked. Illegals are coming faster than ever. Demographics is destiny. Our problem can only be solved with violence on a massive scale. If you think we can solve this any other way, you are wrong. Look, I mean, I don't know. I'd rather that not be the case, but you know,
FBI, we don't think that's the case.
Yeah, officially YouTube demands I don't think that's the case on here, but yeah, look, I'd much rather I want things to be fixed as peacefully and orderly as possible. What exactly that means, I don't know. And, you know, to a certain extent, I mean, I can't do anything about it. You know, I can just live my life. You know, there's things you can do to prepare your little corner of the world for bad times. But that's about it. Arthur Tingle sends $2 Canadian and says, what is Logos? What is Logos indeed? You know, I'm kind of thinking, guys, that I'm kicking around the idea I might do another outpost, maybe later tonight or maybe probably tomorrow. I don't know. But there was another stream that I was kicking around the idea of covering because it was just so fucking cringe. So, you know, maybe I don't know.
By the way, is the Iranian RPG any good?
I haven't had a chance to play it, but one of the fans actually made that. I'm probably going to stream it at some point. Some fan in my Discord made a Davis Arini Free Folk versus Bechtloff RPG, which is just hilarious. Which, as I understand it, Davis Arini is trying to activate the Hadron Collider to destroy the autism realm. I just it's madness. But yeah,
I might have to play it on stream myself.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stream that at some point because that sounds just fucking hilarious. And by the way, folks, if you haven't joined the Discord, I just threw a link in the chat. Why don't you go ahead and join the Discord? My Discord is fun on the button. It's my favorite place on the internet. I gotta tell you that much.
What is Logos? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Yep. I'm more a fan of the Mega Blocks because you can get Bulbasaur stuff on the Mega Blocks. Which, by the way, folks, real quick, we have a sponsor tonight, and that's Steve's Jerky. You should get you some Steve's Jerky. It is delicious. I believe it will help your mana points increase when you're playing the RPG. But seriously, Steve's Jerky is some of the best jerky you ever have. I'm extremely picky on jerky, and it's pretty much the best I've ever had. So get you some Steve's Jerky. And also down below, you see the tip jars. You got PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wish list. Those are all ways you can support the show if you enjoy the show. You can buy me some dumb, nerdy man-child shit on the Amazon wish list, as well as some books to review. And I know, guys, I am so behind on the books y'all have gotten me. I have just fucking reading piles out the ass. But I will get them read and reviewed. But you can get me stuff off the Amazon wish list. You can support the show by sending a one-time donation of any amount on the PayPal. And you can support the show by becoming a regular supporter of any amount on the Patreon. And all of that is greatly supported. And speaking of supporting the show, we got another $2 Canadian super chat from Arthur Tingale. And he says, is Hadron Arini's Mrs. Robertson? That's fair. Syndicate Chief says $5 and says, so Arini and the Free Folk were right. Fallout New Calgary is coming, and Davis will be king, and Hadron Collider will be the Witch Queen. Well, that's the thing. I don't think you're going to get some sort of spectacular collapse. You're going to get a slow decline. Things rarely work out in that spectacular, over-the-top, you wake up one morning and the zombies come collapse. That's rarely how things operate. So Zach the Bong Ricker just said Steve's Jerky will increase your tea so you don't cry at terrible movie trailers. This is also true. The other thing I wanted to talk about, moving on.
But before we do go on, just real quick to feed into that, the Joker trailer.
Oh yeah, I really like what I saw of the Joker trailer. My only real problem with it is a minor nerd thing, and I just don't like the character design of the Joker in the movie. It deviates a bit too much from what I would call a traditional Joker look that I just don't care for it. That said, though, it's a really fascinating kind of alternate take on the mythos, and I do think it looks good. And it sort of taps into that. Somebody made the meme of in what is it? In 89, you make a Joker by throwing him into a vat of chemicals, and in 2019, you make a Joker by throwing him into society.
Well, I think, as much as I don't really like the whole Clown World Hong Kongler meme stuff, it really kind of is the movie for those times. The whole, okay, shit's fucked, I'm giving up, I'm just going to paint my face in clown makeup and fuck shit up. Well, yeah, I've been there myself a few times.
It's weird. Like the best villains often have a sympathetic angle to them, often have a relatable angle, I guess. And sometimes you can end up with a villain that's so cartoonishly evil that he loses that aspect. But then it's almost like an uncanny valley thing where if you push on and make him almost completely irredeemably evil, something like Joker or Carnage over in Spider-Man, that kind of thing, where it's like they're just irredeemably evil because they become like chaos worshipping, complete nihilists, it almost becomes more relatable again then. Because you can see they've just completely embraced a philosophy of fuck it, nothing matters. And this is a good example of, and Heath Ledger's Joker was a great example of that, yeah, it looks like an interesting movie. I'm very, very cautiously optimistic about it. Yeah.
Can't be as bad as Suicide Squad.
Oh, that was terrible. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I didn't see it. I've only seen like bits and pieces, but it looks terrible.
I was laughing so hard during one scene I started crying, and I thought I was going to get kicked out of the theater. So I mean, I guess that's one good thing, but no, that was terrible.
Let's see. So real quick, I want to cover a little something about by Movie Blob, the moving blob, Bob Chipman. He was on Twitter once again discussing his borderline genocidal fantasies, where he's one tweet, he says 2019, I was supposed to be on a starship by now, conversing with intelligent robots, deciding what sort of body I'd like to upload my immortal consciousness to. Instead, we're all still on this fucking rock, wondering how to placate the white working class. Another tweet, I'll never forgive the troglodytes who stole the future I earned, all caps there, I earned to prolong their worthless existence. So,
hey, remember when the left was supposed to be around to like help the working class?
Yeah.
Anybody remember that?
No.
First of all, this idea that, it was the white people that ruined our chances of being in some Star Trek utopia right now. Wasn't it the left back in the 60s that protested NASA because all that money could have gone to Gibbs for poor people? So don't tell me, it was these evil right-wing conservative white working class people that are the reason I'm not in space right now. And also, I'm really fascinated by the statement, the future I earned. Bob, how exactly did you earn that future? By humping your Princess Peach body pillow on the daily? Like, Movie Bob is one of the most contemptible wastes of a man. He makes this fucking Star Wars guy we looked at earlier seem fucking accomplished. Like, this man has no fucking friends. Everybody hates him. All right, except for a handful of fans he has. But he has no friends. He's never really had friends. He thinks he's an Ubermensch, and his entire existence is nothing but overanalyzing banal pop culture. And, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. People like to be entertained.
I think he's actually like pretty good as a reviewer.
He is pretty good at being a reviewer. When he pulls his head out of his ass. But that's all you are, Bob. You're a clown. You entertain people. Okay, you're hardly the Ubermensch for doing that. All right, you're not out there, in your laboratory figuring out how to break the, faster than light barrier. All right, you're analyzing a fucking cartoon called Street Sharks from the 1990s. You're not a fucking Ubermensch. Your blood sugar level is higher than the Star Wars guy's soy levels. I earned it. I was gonna be in the space age, but these damn working white class people, white working class people held me back. You mean the people that actually work for a living, Bob? Those people you find contemptible?
So I dropped in the chat a poem that was actually popular at the time called Whitey on the Moon, and it's a protest song about how, all that space program money has to go to Gibbs instead.
Well, I'm not going to play that because I'll get slammed with copyrights, but called Whitey on the Moon. Whitey, yeah. Oh, man. We was aeronautical niggas and shit. I mean... Movie Bob didn't move out of his house for the first time until the tender age of 31. All right. Movie Bob, go read. I actually advise. He has a book called SMB3 Brick by Brick.
I did a complete reading of it.
He analyzes Mario 3. I actually advise, as much as I hate the idea of you giving him money, I actually advise reading it because it's fascinating. First of all, the actual analysis of Mario 3 is actually pretty decent, but it's really two books. One of which is writing about Mario 3. The other is him telling his life story.
Could you share the link here? Share them in the chat because I actually did a full read through of it. Where I mocked it relentlessly.
Sure.
It is fascinating. In it he describes the console wars as his personal Vietnam.
Well, you know what I couldn't help but take note of? Again, this guy gives us his life story. You know, you're just trying to read a book about a Mario game, and he's like, "Let me tell you my sad existence." You know what I noticed was conspicuous in its absence? No mention of a girlfriend, no mention of going on a date, no mention of being in love, of even just getting a piece of ass. None of that. Like I don't want to be one of these assholes or like, you know, like some Jim Goad sounding guy, like, "You bet you can't get laid." But I really don't think this man's ever actually been in love. I really don't think this man's actually ever been in a relationship.
Hey, a man can be in love with Yoshi.
In it, there's like 3 pages on the existential crisis when he found out that Mario wasn't from Brooklyn.
Yeah, when they like retcon, I don't even know. There was barely established canon, but when they established that Mario wasn't born in Brooklyn like in the cartoons, he was born in the Mushroom Kingdom.
He literally had an existential crisis
What
and
a
like
man.
almost committed suicide. The whole book felt like a desperate cry for help.
And he talks about how like when he was living at home, he bought a Game Boy Advance when it was new, and he would play it in his car parked in the driveway because his family couldn't stand to be around him
because they felt such shame. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat just said, "Bechtloff, are you implying Bob is even capable of love?" I don't believe he is. That's the sad thing about that man. That man is like, he's that impotent nerd rage that the little picked on kid feels in middle school. That just imagine a 36-year-old man that never outgrew that. That never learned to laugh at himself. That maybe never learned that maybe the world doesn't owe him something just based off of his imagined inherent superiority. And you know what the cool thing about Movie Bob is? We can sit here and be like, "Oh, what an asshole." But here's a great thing about Movie Bob. Being the kind of guy he is both his crime and his punishment. Because you think about this for a second. Movie Bob makes a living, makes pretty decent money, going on the internet and just ranting about goofy shit. That's not a bad existence when you think about it. Okay? But herein lies the kicker. He can't enjoy it. Because all he can do is go on Twitter and whine about how he doesn't live in Star Trek land because of perceived fucking injustices foisted upon him by those evil people that have real jobs and families. All he can think about is how the universe somehow owed him something because of his inherent superiority, and he was not given that thing. And how dare the universe slight him in such a way? So rather than appreciate what he has, rather than enjoy what he has, enjoy what he does, enjoy his lot in life, even the slightest bit, he can't do that. He's incapable of doing that. No amount of success could ever make him remotely happy. And that's pretty fucking funny to me. That's fucking hilarious. Like, you know, what is Movie Bob making on Patreon? I gotta see.
Bechtloff, would you be happy if you could do that for a living?
You know, part of me would be. Here's where I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be in the sense that I would be so afraid of getting trapped in it and ending up like Spoonie. You know what I mean?
Or DSP.
Or DSP or something like that. I mean, it's a sweet gig. You know what I mean? There's certainly worse jobs in the world to have than analyzing fucking Street Sharks or a Mario game or something. All right. But there would be 2 things where, like, doing it as a full-time job, I'd be a little worried I'd get burned out, which wouldn't be as big of a thing for me because I just shift to other topics when I get bored or something, or just worried about getting trapped in it. You know what I mean? But let's take a look at let's see if we can find Movie Bob's Patreon, because I want
even like with some people though who don't do it full time but do it like a fair amount and make a shit ton of money off of it. I mean, how awesome would that be if you were making like $1,000 an episode of this?
Well, here's the other thing. Okay, Movie Bob is making $4,105 a month on Patreon.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not including ad revenue or.
He's got 1,570 patrons, which is actually the best way you want to have a Patreon thing. You want your Patreon to be an inch deep and a mile wide. You know, I mean, if you had one guy that was sending you $4,000 a month, I mean, that'd be great. But what happens when he's not? But if you have, 1,000 guys sending you $3 each a month, that's a much sweeter gig because there's a lot more stability in that. But again, that's something that a mentally healthy man, an emotionally healthy man, a spiritually healthy man would be extremely grateful for that, would appreciate that. He doesn't. He can't. That's the funny thing about it. He truly believes that and much more was just inherently owed to him. He's probably mad that he doesn't get like 10,000 a month or something. That's this. And the other reason I would be worried about doing this full time, if that ever was an opportunity that presented itself to me, and it's probably more of an issue for a guy like him, is I feel like you would end up too isolated. Like, and this is with any kind of job where you work from home, where you set your own hours, that kind of thing. Like, there's something good and healthy about having a set schedule and all that kind of stuff where, you have to be at work at X time on X days. It's good to have that structure. I know we all don't like it. That alarm goes off in the morning. You're probably like, oh, fuck me. But it's good for you. And if you had a job like something like Movie Bob does, you'd have to be very conscious about putting certain barriers in place that you just don't break. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, I'm going to get up at X amount on certain days. Yeah, I'll sleep in, but I'm not going to sleep in past such and such time. Whereas back when I used to be on Twitter, I'd see Movie Bob stop tweeting at like 6 in the morning and say, I'm going to bed. Like, the guy has like a, as Razorfist like to say, the sleep schedule of a crime-fighting vampire. So that's just something I want to point out. Like, it's easy to see a guy like this and oh, he's such an asshole. I hate him. I can't believe. But at the end of the day, man, he's got to be him. And I'm sorry, $4,000 a month ain't worth having to be Movie Bob.
Well, the problem with him is, just like the Black Pillars, they're sitting around waiting for somebody else to make their life better. And not only that, they've got this sense of entitlement about it. Movie Bob, it's like, dude, his life could be way better, but it's not. And, the boom in e-celeb pop culture reviewers, it's such a cautionary tale all around it. Him, Doug Walker, Spoonie, all of them, they're all just a big cautionary tale, and they're all a tale about everything that went wrong with the millennials.
But the other flip side of that is you have the handful of guys that did it right. You have the handful of guys like James Rolfe, who, they always maintained what seemed like a really good attitude about things. They were always good to their fans. They always seemed to appreciate it. When they tried new things, they didn't throw away the thing that was their bread and butter. They were experimental without losing sight of what made them popular in the first place. A guy like that is everything that you should do as a content creator.
I think James was always very keen to maintaining a life outside of YouTube.
That's the other thing. He has it was I guess a year or so ago.
I think he has 2 kids now.
Yeah, it was like a year or so ago. He did an update video where he was talking about all the stuff he's working on, and he goes, and obviously, I have a kid and a new kid on the way. And I'm like, I didn't even know the guy was married at that point, because he doesn't go out there and just vomit his fucking personal shit. He has a separation between things. Like, I talk about a lot of slice of life and personal shit here and there, but there's certain stuff I just play incredibly close to the vest. I won't discuss it on air. And I think that's healthy. I think that's the kind of barriers I need to put in place.
What is going on with Spoonie? Like, how is he still like living?
Supposedly he's got a trial coming up here soon. He ran a red light, caused a big accident, and then when the cops showed up, lied right to the cop's face, and then they had evidence that like he's actually facing some criminal charges here.
I meant like financially. Like, what does he do for money?
I don't know, because he's getting like $100, or he's getting like $500 on Patreon a month, and that's it. I mean, he's got like no ad money coming in, so I don't know what he does.
Let me see if he's made a video lately.
He did a stream a little not too long ago, but
he periodically does streams. Okay, 7 months ago was his last one.
Yeah, he's
maybe he's on Twitch.
I don't think he is, man. I don't think he's put out any content, because there's a lot of people I follow who, you know, laugh at him and would. All right. Well, I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap this up. Somebody in the chat just said, imagine an alternate reality where Movie Bob was never introduced to Super Mario Bros. It would have just been some other fucking fictional thing he would have latched onto.
He would have found Sonic and become Chris Chan.
Yeah, that you already see that fictional reality. It's Chris Chan. Like it would have been something. Like, because there's a million pop culture things he loves. You know, he'd just be ranting about some other shit, you know. But again, it's not like, don't act like that's what fucking ruined his life. Like, you know, oh, he got upset. No, what ruined his life is he's a shithead. You know. All right, well, I'm probably going to wrap this up. I don't know. I was thinking I might stream it later. I don't think I'm going to stream tonight. I'm probably going to do like an Outpost stream tomorrow. Stay tuned to like the Discord and shit. I'm thinking like the evening, maybe like 7-ish. I was kind of kicking around the idea. Maybe a little earlier. You know, so I'm trying out some slightly different times. See what works for a lot more people that way. But yeah, that's about all we got for tonight, folks. Luke had to check out. Luke, I appreciate your sidekick duties as always. Argent, thanks for being on. Always great to have you.
Thanks. Always great to be on.
Anti-Dem, thanks for being on. Haven't had you on in a while. It was great.
Thanks, and we're wrapping up just in time for me to go watch reruns of the 70s Buck Rogers. So,
oh, cool. I'm telling you, man, I know you're not a Seth MacFarlane fan, but I do think you should give Orville a shot.
Oh, I was going to ask, what did you think of the? Because I watch a lot of channels that reviewed it. What did you think of the two-parter with the Kalons, the Kalon invasion?
Yeah, that was bitching. That was really good. That I think that, you know, I mean, it hadn't as a show, it was sort of painted and marketed initially as more of a parody. And while the humor is a big part of it, it's never been even the dominant part of it. But that was the episode that I think just unequivocally the show really earned a reputation of being a solid drama as well.
A lot of people have described it as Star Trek without the stick up its ass.
Yes, I would. That episode had the same feeling of weight and stakes as the Borg two-parter where Picard gets assimilated. It was on that kind of level, and yeah, it's basically Star Trek with, you know, a little bit more humor, a little less autism. It's basically a more a more human Star Trek, and even the humor itself sort of comes from almost the sort of working man conditions of the ship. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Seth MacFarlane's character is basically you can almost view him as sort of an exacerbated working man in the sort of mentality he has about him. But damn good show. I highly recommend it, man. I would say at this point, I guess since I sort of fell off of Flash and Arrow last year, I guess it's basically the only show I really watch anymore. Let's see. People are saying stream. I don't think I'm gonna stream tonight, guys, because like I said, I was gonna do an Outpost, and that takes a million years to go through. I mean, you saw it took us an hour to get through 10 minutes of Soy Wars there. But yeah, that's about all we got for tonight. I want to thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.